Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are having an extra awesome day today. Today is April 12th, 2017. I am your host, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Dean Machine. Guys, I want to just give you a huge thank you for all of the support you guys have left me on Facebook of starting this YouTube channel. And now I'm really excited to say that I am starting it. And we're going to start it off with Draft Champions from Madden 17 on the Xbox One. It's my favorite game mode on this game, so I wanted to start up a Draft Champions and show you guys how we did. So we're going to start off with our head coach. As you saw, we took Pete Carroll. I like the offensive and defensive schemes he runs, and he was the only head coach in that round that actually had a Super Bowl ring and a Super Bowl loss. Marcus Mariota is the best quarterback in this round, as A.J. McCarron and Blake Bortles still have some room for improvement, and I think Mariota does as well. But in that situation, I think he was the best one. Jerry Rice, obviously, too good of a receiver to pass on, even though Randy Moss was there as well. Matt Forte, I like Matt Forte a lot just because I wanted to have some kind of balanced offensive scheme, and Matt Forte allows me to have that. So, and he was the best running back in that round. And only running back in that round, I should say. Jalen Collins, I liked him a lot. And this is his Super Bowl card, and it was a 90 overall, too. So I took him there to get that defensive back improved there. Eric Kendricks, DJ Swearinger, and Grady Jarrett, all solid players, but I wanted to build up that front line on the defensive line. So I took Jarrett with the 88 overall card. This round's a little decent, 84 overalls all across the board. Eli Apple's good, Jones is good, Hargrave is pretty good, but I ended up taking Jones just because he would improve that left outside linebacker spot, so that's the reason I took him. Willie Young, I really like Willie Young a lot. I've seen a lot of tape of him on the field. Willie Young, an 88 overall, to me was the best player in this round, and he would help the right outside linebacker spot. And I love my linebacker, so I took Willie Young. This one was a really tough round for me just because Tevin Coleman would have improved the running backs even more, but I felt solid with Matt Forte. Marquise Lee, a 93 overall receiving card. That was hard to pass on because I did end up taking Weston Richburg, the 95 overall center, just because I needed to start building that offensive line. And I knew Marquise Lee was a pretty good player, but that 95 overall offensive line couldn't go wrong. So then this one, we're still getting some really solid players. Eric Winston, Brian Winters. Wanted to build up that offensive line even more. Went with my gut, and I ended up taking a right tackle, Eric Winston, with that 88 overall. And I ended up a little bit regretting it just because Justin Britt was right here with 94 overall. But this was tough too because there was Kobe Fleener with 91 and Doug Baldwin at 91. I went with the player that I liked the most, and I ended up taking the legendary receiver, Doug Baldwin. I like Doug Baldwin a lot, so I took him. This one was a pretty good round. Trey Flowers, C.J. Mosley, Jamar Taylor, all pretty good players. C.J. Mosley, I love those Ravens uniforms. I just like their Color Rush uniforms. A lot of the Color Rush uniforms are pretty ugly, but I did like the Ravens ones. But back to the players, Trey Flowers was the highest rated overall player in this round, so I took him because he would increase the pass rush with an 88 overall on that right end spot. So now we're heading into round 12. Still pretty decent round. I like Brandon Linder a lot, even as a Jags fan. There's not a whole lot that was improved last year, but Brandon Linder is still a solid center. We did have our center already though, but I ended up taking Terrence Williams just because I wanted to have that big three receiver setup. So I had Rice, Williams, and Baldwin. This one, a pretty good round. Again, I like Thomas Davis a lot, but I ended up taking John Jerry just to continue that line build-up because I already had my linebackers set up. We're almost getting close to the end. Round 14, I wanted to get somebody in that deep backfield because we didn't focus on the safeties at all. So I took Byron Jones. Hell of a long jump he did in his combine. Still holds the record, I believe. And in this one, oh my gosh. Night Train Lane. Oh, 95 overall. Never got this card, and I'm so glad that I did. Elliott and Gurley, also really good cards from 95 and 94, but Night Train Lane just couldn't pass on it, and I already had my running back. So that was my team, and I ended up getting an 86 overall for my entire draft, and that was the highest draft I've ever had. So in my first video, I was able to get my best team in Draft Champions in Madden 17, and I think the best team I've ever drafted, so that was the luckiest I've ever been in a draft. So just to look at it again, I'm going to go to the lineup, and as you see in my lineup, a really good offense. Mariota, Baldwin, Matt Forte, Terrence Williams, Jerry Rice. We had some solid linemen up there as well with Richburg, Jerry, Winston. So really good offense. And then we go to the defense, and it's still pretty solid. Not a fan of Cyprian, but Quan Alexander I like a lot as a default linebacker. Night Train Lane, Collins, good defensive backs. Also the Tremaine Johnson, Byron Jones, great defense and a solid special teams as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support you guys have left for me, and it means a whole lot. So let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see next. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.